Can you believe it? This will eventually become this. Merry Christmas. Good morning, everybody. It's Stephen here for Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter, and welcome to my weekly vlog number 335 for Monday, October the 23rd, 2023. Hard to believe, month's almost over. Next week we hit Halloween, and then the gray months of November. But let's not think about that right now. Let's look at something bright and cheerful. At least I think it's bright and cheerful, and that's my blocks for my Scrappy Cat quilt. This is the quilt that you picked for me to do with the 4S Club collab, and I've got 10 of them done now, 13 more to go. And I have to be honest, I've been a little waylaid in this past week with the retreat and everything, coming to that in a moment. But yeah, they're coming along nicely. I'm doing them as it says in the pattern. Basically, they're scrappy. Sort of. There's a little bit of planning going into this in terms of which colors I'm using on each cat. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just sort of taking these pieces from a fat quarter bundle that I had called Chroma. I think it's Chroma. Yeah, by Northcott. Anyways, I'll talk to you more about the procedure for these cats tomorrow on Idiot Quilter. And of course, yes, my gnomes have been breeding, my freestanding lace ones. I've got about 21 done now. I'm going to make a couple of more, maybe work my way up to a nice even number like 25. I know 25 is not an even number, but you get the point. So yeah, I may say more about those tomorrow too. And yes, this. I'm really happy with this. It's bright, it's cheerful, it's fun. It has gnomes, and you know, if I see gnomes, then that makes me happy. And I'm going to talk about how this came to be again tomorrow on the Idiot Quilter. I'm teasing you. Yes, I am. So that'll be coming up very soon as well. So let's switch back to me, and let's talk about, YouTube channel of the week. This is called Trendy, and as you know, I have mentioned that we are planning to go to Australia in the spring. Walters, whom is my travel agent, as you well know, is busily doing some research and trying to figure out where we're going to go exactly when we get to Australia this time. And, we'll arrange for hotels and all that kind of stuff. We already have our flights booked. Good thing. Flights to Australia never are cheap, of course. And Walter was looking at our flight that we booked, several weeks ago. They had a seat sale in September, Air Canada, and so we took advantage of that. Good thing we did, because what we have paid for our seats, the equivalent has now doubled in price. And I'm talking, I think it's costing us just about $4,800 each. We did do premium economy. Isn't that an oxymoron? Premium economy? Really? But anyways, so we did pay extra for those seats because, it's a long flight. So we're trying to make ourselves as comfortable on the plane as we possibly can. God, I wish that we'd get to the airport and say, we have a problem. We have to upgrade you to first class. Yeah, that never happens. So anyways, I digress. We paid $4,800 round trip ticket each for these seats. Right now for one way, it's $3,700. That's before taxes. So, $4,000 one way. So that would be, if we had booked those tickets now, that would have been $8,000 a piece for round trip tickets. So yeah, we did well. And I have to give Walter the credit for that, because he's always checking online. He's always doing his research. He can find the best sales on things, because that's what he does. Really, he should start a business hunting for things for people at the best price. But anyways, so back to why I'm mentioning this is because I've been watching some YouTube videos about travel, and especially Australia, and I came across this guy. I think he's British, and he calls it Trek Trendy. And well, here's what I had to say about his channel. This week's YouTube channel is one that if you're into traveling, you might enjoy this. This is called Trek Trendy, and the host of this is a young man from, I believe, England, who travels around the world, and he travels on things that you may have thought would be great to go on, and he reviews them. I came across him because I was looking for information about two of the major tourist trains in Australia, and I found his reviews very enlightening, very open. He did talk about the bad and the good of both of these things, but you can see he has so much more here than just something isolated to Australia. He has the Orient Express, 15 hours on Japanese first class flight, 72 hours on ultra luxury sleeper train, the Blue Train, etc. He talks about cruise ships as well. He talks about Air Canada. My awful Air Canada business class flight. Okay, I hope that's not clickbait because I'd like to watch that one. That's got me intrigued. 80 hours around the world in first class. He has a lot of unique travel type videos, and he delivers his information in a very, what seems like a very unbiased view. And very clearly done. Also, his videos are very professional in the way he's laid out his content. So if you're into traveling, if you want to check out something a little bit different, check out Trek 10. Trek. Okay, this is a hard one to say. Trek Trendy. So if you're interested in travel, that kind of thing, then he's worth checking out. He does a very good job, in my opinion, of, travel videos. There are travel videos and there's travel videos, and then there is a travel video because he's very, very good. Okay, so you'll find the link for him in the show notes below. You will find a link in the show notes for Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen. As always, Wednesday mornings it starts, 8 a.m. Be there, be square. You will also find another link. Now, don't get these two links mixed up because, yes, I am having a pop-up sew day this coming Saturday. Yes, I know it's right on the heels of the retreat, but it's there. Why not? Let's just carry on with the fun. And there were those of you that couldn't make the retreat, so here's an opportunity to have sort of a retreat-like atmosphere next Saturday. Next Saturday is October the 28th, 2023. And I open the doors at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I open them up a little earlier. It depends what time I get up. And I get up really early anymore. I seem to be waking up at about 5 o'clock, even before 5 o'clock. And then I lay there thinking, you don't have to get out of bed. You're retired. You have things you want to do, but there isn't anything that's on a timeline except the timelines you extend for yourself. But I still get up because once my brain starts going, that's it. I might as well get up and get the day going. So I did sleep in today. I got up at 6 instead of 5:30 or 5. So, anyways, there is a link for the pop-up sew day, as I said in the show notes. Don't get it mixed up with the link for Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen. Those of you on my mailing list, I just sent out before I started recording this video this morning. I sent you out the information in an email, so check your email for that. Okay, there are links to all my friends' channels as well, and there are links to last week's videos, but there's also some additional links there because, as you know, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later, I had my fall retreat, the Idiot Quilter fall retreat for 2023 on the weekend, on Saturday, and we had presenters there, 3, who gave excellent presentations on art quilting, foundation paper piecing, and using tech for quilting. And these presentations, I thought, for those of you that could make the retreat, you would like to see them, so I have posted them. Oh, there's the little bubble with the thumbs up. Oh, because my thumbs up. Been having a lot of fun with that feature. Anyways, once again, I digress. There are links to all those presentations because you may be interested in them, so you can check them out. There's also a link to the slideshow of the pictures that were sent to me from people that were on the retreat of their beautiful creations. So, yeah, you can check that all out. There's your whole weekly viewing schedule set up for you right there. You're welcome. Okay, let's check the weather, shall we? For, craps and giggles. Oh, just say it, shit and giggles. I don't think YouTube will stop me from that. Okay, I'm just trying to get things hooked up here so you can see this. Here we go. So let's make that full screen and get you in here. Yep, it is -1 right now where I live. -1. Yes, I'm still wearing short sleeves. I'm trying to hold back as long as possible from getting into long sleeve shirts because, one, I love the shirts Walter makes for me, and so I want to wear them all the time. And two, once I give in to wearing short sleeve shirts, then that means, yes, I have to acknowledge that it is getting colder. I mean, it's bad enough that I've had to put on socks and long pants. But anyways, -1, that's Celsius. But we are going to have a high of 12, it says, Celsius. Ooh, bummy. Yeah, what's that in Fahrenheit, you may ask? Well, here's a quick method for figuring out Fahrenheit, roughly. Take whatever's in Celsius, double it, and add 30. So 12 and 12 is 24, and 30, that makes it 54. That's really not that cold. It's fallish, and it is fall. So, yes, that works. So, this week, what do we got happening today? Well, it looks like it's going to be partially cloudy. Tomorrow's going to be a little overcast. Wednesday, 35% chance of rain. Yuck. Thursday, overcast. Friday, overcast with a little possibility of rain, 45%. Saturday, partially sunny. Sunday, cloudy. And next Monday, cloudy. Okay, but I do not see any snow in the forecast. That's a good thing, but not an unusual thing. It is only October here in southern Ontario. We probably won't see really any kind of major snow until maybe January. It could come earlier. You never know. Climate change, all this kind of stuff. Of course, out in Western Canada, well, different tune. I hear yesterday one of my friends that's out in, I believe, Regina was saying, yeah, they've got a potential for snow. They had a little weather warning about that, or special weather statement or something. Not unusual out in the west coast of Canada, or in the Midwest of Canada. But anyways, let's hope we don't experience that yet, because I'm not interested in snow. But anyways, forecast, coolish. Okay, let's go to what's pissing me off this week. All right. This is a very sensitive topic, and I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers much. Yeah, I will anyways. And of course, we have what this discussion is coming from, and you saw my title. I call it, what did I call my blog today? Holy. Nothing holy. Is there anything holy about war? Okay, we got one going on right now in the Middle East. Yes, well, where else would we have a war besides, Russia and Ukraine, okay? And this time, it's the Israelis against the Palestinians. Well, that's an old battle that's been going on forever. And I'm not going to take a side here because I don't know enough about the history of the conflict. I know a little bit. I took a course in university many, many, many years ago about, basically countries that have been, I think they called it partitioned at the time or something like that, separated because of, boundary disputes, cultural differences, religious differences, or whatever. And of course, there's no way to put this any clearer, and I'm sorry if it ruffles feathers, but this is a religious war. Okay? And fine. They have their reasons, whatnot. I don't agree with war. I don't know who does, but there seems to be wars anyways. It's horrible. But what I want to do is talk about what's happening here in my own country, in my own province. And that's the protests between these two groups in downtown Toronto. Protests to our government, both federal and provincial, saying that they have to do something about this. Let's get real. Shall we get real, people? What the hell do you think our governments can do? They can't interfere in another country's governmental affairs, because you start interfering in that, and then we're in a war. Let's use some common sense. The people that are protesting identify with those areas in the Middle East. Fine. That's their homeland. But they came here to Canada. Many of them are Canadian citizens or permanent residents of Canada. Why did you come here in the first place? And when you hear the reporters interview these people on these protest lines, they tell you, we came to Canada for a better life, for more opportunities than we had in our own homeland. We came to Canada to get away from conflict, strife, war. We came to a peaceful country, Canada. Then why are you going onto the streets of our country and stirring up a fuss, having to have the cops come out to make sure you don't get violent? Why are you doing that here in this country that you have adopted? And quite frankly, those of us that are native to Canada allowed you to adopt. Why are you coming here and stirring up crap? I know that you probably have family that live in those countries still, and I'm sorry for you that you do, and I know it's got to be stressful and horrible. I put myself into your shoes and think about that as well. And I would be probably upset as well. But let's be real. The Canadian government cannot go in and stop the conflict. Quite frankly, it's none of our business. It isn't. Of course, our Canadian government is being very diplomatic about this. Our Prime Minister has stated that we recognize as a country 2 states, and as such are strongly suggesting that they come to a peaceful resolution. Now, Canada is famous for helping countries come to peaceful resolutions. That's what we do. Okay? That's what Canada's foreign policy really is. If you want, we'll come in and we will help. We're helping with humanitarian aid if it gets through. We're helping with financial aid. But to have the gall, to stand outside of major political offices and our provincial legislature and our parliament buildings and demand that we go in and stop this is ludicrous. Where's your head at? Think about it. Yes, Canada can put some pressure at the UN level for a peaceful resolution, but we cannot go in and stop it. So your protests are falling on deaf ears, and that's what you're complaining about, that Canada's not listening to you. Well, we're not listening to you. Yeah, we're listening to you. How can we miss you? You're on the news every night. It's the big topic of conversation right now. So we know, we hear you. Canada is doing what they can, but it doesn't seem to be enough for you. And again, this is going to be a drain on our country's finances as we send money and aid, humanitarian aid, over there. And yet, as I've said many times before, I think that is shameful actions on our government's behalf, because we have people in our own country who are starving, who are struggling, who are homeless, who are addicted to drugs, who have mental health issues, who have physical health issues, who have housing problems. And what is our government doing for those people? Now that's something to protest, because our government is not doing enough. And in fact, they're contributing to the problem with the number of immigrants, or not immigrants, refugees. There's a difference between an immigrant and a refugee. Okay? with the number of refugees they let come into this country and yet have not done anything to really help them out, to get themselves started in their new home. That's shameful. That's worth protesting. So think about it when you're making your signs. Maybe you should change those signs around to something that might actually do something good for our country, for your country, the country you have come into and adopted as your own. So endeth my rant. Okay, new products. Well, I don't have anything. Yeah, didn't buy anything in the past. Well, that's a lie. I just haven't got it yet. Kawartha Quilting did have a sale on AccuQuilt dies, and I bought a couple, and instead of picking them up because I could have, but last week was a very busy week, so I just had them ship them to me. It cost me a little bit of money, but not much. $13, something like that. That's reasonable. I expect they'll show up either today or tomorrow or something like that. They're usually pretty fast. And I will, if they show up today, I'll be showing them tomorrow on Idiot Quilter. And if they don't show up until after Idiot Quilter's gone to air, then I'll show them to you, probably on So Chatty or next week's Idiot Quilter. So that's all that's new for me. So let's move to the Grow Light project, and let's take a look, shall we, at how my grow lights are going. Now, of course, it's the end of the season. Walter went out on the deck, and he cleaned up on Sunday all the dead plants that were out there. And I guess now we need to turn our attention to our grow lights. Things are a little ratty. We have some weird looking lettuce in here. It's kind of mutated and went crazy. But lettuce keeps regenerating itself, but it comes to a point where you start getting weird stuff like this, so it is time to do some reseeding, clean those out. And the other one isn't much better. And of course, I don't eat the stuff that goes brown on the top. But you can see Walter planted some seeds. We've got some new ones coming up over here. So, so I think I'll trim this back this week. We'll have what we can eat out of that and plant some more seeds, and away we go. Now, the one thing that's still doing very well under our grow lights are the peppers. Yep. The peppers do well under grow lights. And yes, look, over on the one side, you can see there is a purple pepper, but it looks like it might actually be starting to turn green. If you look at the very top of it, it looks like it might be getting a little greeny in color. It is fascinating watching peppers grow, because you also notice the ones that are yellowish are starting to turn orange. I need to do some reading up on peppers, on what this phenomenon is. I mean, I always thought, you had green pepper seeds, red pepper seeds, yellow pepper seeds, orange pepper seeds, purple pepper seeds. It doesn't look like it works that way. I may have to go to my resident expert Angel, who's in the pepper business, and find out more from her about it. But yeah, it's quite fascinating. And the plants are nice and healthy under the lights. Now, these plants, I don't believe have ever been exposed to real sunlight. Walter did take out some of the plants this year, some of the pepper plants, and transplanted them outside, and they did okay. They did well with that. I think we should branch out and try a few other varieties of peppers. Like, I think I'd like to try some chili peppers, some hot peppers, and see how those do as well. I use peppers all the time in cooking and in my salads and stuff like that. So, and as you know, we had that big harvest of them a week or so ago, and Walter made stuffed peppers and froze a bunch of those. We do take some of the peppers when they come on and slice them up and put them in little Ziploc bags and freeze them. And they're great when you want to add peppers to a sauce or something like that. They're no good for salad because they're a little bit mushy. But if it's something you're cooking down, like a spaghetti sauce or something like that, they're great for throwing in. I don't think I have bought a pepper in the grocery store since about July, if then. Actually, I don't think I've bought a pepper in the store since about May. So we'll carry on with this. And we need to plant some basil as well and get that going. Now, over in the bottom of the screen, you can see some dead things. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening in here, what these little green things in. I'll have to ask Walter, because this thing that's standing up here was a basil plant. Yeah, I cut off a couple of shoots of the basil plant when it was outside, threw it in a glass of water. It did root. Then I transplanted it, and then it died. So it doesn't seem to work that way. You need to plant them from seeds. And the other sad-looking dead things right over in the far side, I think that I was trying to root a pepper. Doesn't work. No, those you need the seeds from. But that's okay. We have lots of seeds. When I cut up these peppers and things, I'll clean out some of the seeds, put them aside, and we'll just grow more peppers from those. So yeah, it's a perpetual type of thing. So anyways, we're moving into our winter growing season, the in-house stuff. Okay, so where's that taking me now? Okay, 3D corner. Okay, nothing. The printers have been silent for quite a few days now, about 5-6 days. I'm caught up on making all my little gifty things that I'm taking to the retreat in December. Anything that I'm making for Christmas is pretty much done. So I need to make something more. And I'm thinking of looking into something like steampunk things. I used to be really into steampunk when I was doing art journaling and things like that. I loved anything steampunk. And I kind of got away from that. And somebody yesterday on our live suggested, did I have any gnomes that are steampunky like? And I think we were talking about embroidery files. And later today, I'm going to do that got the gears in my head. Steampunk gears, get it? In my head turning. And I'm going to see if there are some embroidery files that have gnomes and steampunk theme kind of melded together. However, I'm thinking of exploring the possibility with my limited skills in doing, altering existing models. Those are the things that you get for 3D printing. And seeing if I can make some kind of a steampunky little creation with gnomes and gears and things. I don't know. We'll see. It's a toy. It's an experiment. It gets my creative juices flowing. So if I do something like that or find something new, I'll be sure to show it to you. Okay, so that takes me to Blasts from the Past trips. This is from our trip in 2018 to Australia. And we're still in, if you've been following these in last week's, we are now on day 4, part 2 of our Melbourne journey. He's waiting for some food. Oh, it says not to feed him? Oh, okay. He wants it anyways.
But I think it wants some food.
Yeah. Sorry, little guy. Not for you. Oh, look at that. I love that.
His paws is so sharp. Right? Oh, it's so nice. You don't want to touch me.
Heck with that. Ooh, they like meat? Focus.
So what was it? They like mice and chickens?
They eat them, they feed them mice and chickens.
And then it said what? And it would say day-old chicks? Oh, it's poor chicks. They feed them alive?
I don't know.
Probably do. It's on the old gum tree. Oh, give me that one. Hey, show me your people. Polly, want a cracker? Sharpening his beak. We're getting ready. Hello. Hello. A little devil. What's he doing? Trying to figure out how to get down? There he goes. Only one little devil? Okay, there's a bunny in the hole. There he is. You're not a wombat, but you're in a wombat cage. Okay, this is called the knobs, and this is where penguins, you'll see some penguins hanging out here underneath the boardwalk. They say there's little burrows where the babies are. They're waiting for their parents to come home with their food and whatnot, so we've been told. And we can, because it's daylight hours, take pictures of them if we see any. I guess on that big rock, seals sit out there, but you can't see them, they say, without a set of binoculars. So we'll see what we find. These are burrows. And the little baby ones are supposedly where those holes are in there waiting to get fed. Now, we haven't seen any down here yet pop out their little heads. Although Walter said up at the top, but I missed that there was one. Or a bunch of them. So maybe we'll see some soon. So there's one right in there.
Is that where penguins comes in?
There's a little one in there.
Get a video of that. See one?
Yeah, he's up there.
Oh, yeah.
See him?
Yeah.
Oh, see, it's moving.
Yes.
They found somebody too.
Yeah, you can see that whole penguin.
Oh, wow.
No penguin.
No.
What are they called? Gophers?
Penguin.
అక్కడ ఒకటే ఉంది అవన్నీ మళ్ళీ వస్తారు
ఇవన్నీ పెంగ్విన్స్ ఉన్నాయి
లోపల పిల్లలు
ఈ బాక్సులు ఉన్నాయి కదా ఈ బాక్సుల్లో అంతా చిన్న చిన్న పెంగ్విన్.
Okay, out of my shot. Thank you. Okay, so here's a little baby one in his burrow. That white thing that's there, he looks like he's sleeping. He's waiting for mommy and daddy to come home, which is at dusk or dark, and bring him food. And these are tiny little penguins, but actually he's a fat little bugger. Got a long stick, we'll give him a poke. No. Don't poke the penguin. Okay, there's another one in one of the man-made boxes. Let's see if I can move in a little closer.
I didn't see.
That's so cute.
Okay, we found another one, but he looks like he might be dead. Yeah, I would say he's dead.
Yeah.
Hit him with a stick.
Yeah, he's way in there.
Okay, penguin. I can't find him. There he is. There he is. There he is. He's not coming out though. What's the heck with you people?
Oh, this is the lobby.
Oh, this is the obvious. This is the visitor center. So we've just come up from this boardwalk. It runs all down here. That's where we're looking at the penguins a little bit earlier. And this is the official name of this place, Nova Ocean Discovery Center. Okay, here's little penguins coming up out of the water. It's the penguin parade. See, look at them. They're moving. Look at them move. Look at them move. Look at them move. Oh my God. Oh, it's fake. Yeah, because we can't take pictures of them when this is happening. So I bought a couple of postcards, and this is as close as we're going to get to the penguin parade on a video. Although, mind you, probably there at the center, you can probably buy a DVD. But, you know, would you really want to sit around watching penguins parade all night? So what's this place called? The town? Okay.
Cow.
Cow?
Cow.
Like cow.
Cow with an E at the end.
Oh, cow with an E, cow. Okay, and we're in an Italian restaurant that was recommended by the bus driver. We're just having pizza and pepperoni. And we're here for the 90 minutes, and then we're back on the bus and we get to go down and see the penguin parade. We have a skybox. So skybox only holds about 8 people. And it looks like, and we have a ranger with us, I guess, who will be guiding
Making
us.
sure you don't take pictures.
Yeah, probably making sure we don't take pictures. So keep that in mind, people. You will not see any pictures of these because they won't let us take any pictures. So we'll see how good it's good. They had 3 different sizes of pizza. Not bad price-wise. We got medium size, so we'll see what it's like. So this is the little town of Cow with an E. We just had dinner and we're walking around the downtown core. Quaint little place. Pretty much depends upon tourism. They say that on the height of the tourist season, this place grows from 10,000 to 40,000 people. Oh, there's a tourist now. Now these are interesting looking trees. I don't know what they are, but they're really kind of cool. Like look at these ones over the street. Add sort of a natural canopy over the top. Guess they won't grow in our country, but they're kind of cool. And here are some more of those weird trees. I think they're really cool though. The 2 different colors, sort of like yellowy green.
Yeah.
And the way they fluffed out, they're sort of like evergreens, but I don't know what they are. Don't know. But they're cool. Okay, this is St. Philip's Anglican Church, and according to the sign, it says St. Philip's Anglican Church is the oldest church and public building in continuous use on Phillip Island. The church was dedicated on Sunday, the 31st of January, 1870, by the very Reverend H.B. McCartney, Dean of St. James Cathedral, Melbourne. St. Philip's Church is usually open every day for private prayer. Visitors are welcome. So here it is here. Not look like much, but, and by the way, we are on we're on Phillip's Island as well. That's why they call it St. Philip's, I guess. This is just a tiny little town, but they say it's the gateway to, well, I don't know if it's the gateway to Phillip's Island, but it's where everybody goes because we're close to where the penguin parade thing is. So that's why we're here. Just for salt. This is what these trees are called. They're called golden cypress. Cypress. Whatever, I had a beer. So now we know. These are golden cypress trees. Well, ain't that neat? It was just another shot as we walk down the street in cows. That's Cow with an E. It's a great little place.
So that takes me to events in the past week. Well, I said I didn't get anything new, but I forgot all about this. I did get new rims for my car. Oh, excitement. Yeah, I've been having for quite a while leaky tire problems, especially one, and figured it's the seal. And I did take it into Costco. They looked at the tires, they cleaned out, gunk. But there was one that the guy says he tried 5 times and could not get the seal to stay. He says it's okay for now, but it's not permanent. And I said, so I need new rims, basically. And he says, yeah. So I ordered new rims through Costco, got them installed, had a couple of problems. When I got there, I had an appointment for this. When I got there, the guy, luckily I hadn't left Costco yet because he said it was going to probably take a couple of hours. And I said, fine, you can call me when it's done. He said, oh, well, we don't call. Funny, the guy I had before did. And, well, the guy I had before when I went in for the tire things, he was really, really nice and really good. This other guy at the counter was friendly and everything, but not as accommodating maybe as the other guy was. But that's neither here nor there. And I said, fine, I'll call you. But we were shopping around it, and I get a phone call from them on my cell phone. And I pick it up, and yeah, they said, are you still in the store? And I said, yeah, actually I am. And he said, could you come over to the tire counter? We have a little problem. I went off. I'm thinking, did I get the wrong rims or whatever? But I mean, Walter verified it. Walter knows more about cars than I do, so, Well, that wasn't the problem. The problem was they couldn't find the tires. They're on the car. They thought, and this was a problem, actually they admitted this was their fault, not my fault. They admitted that, you see, when you go in and you book an appointment and it has different services, well, they don't have that many. But the only thing they have under tires is tires. Installation tires. I didn't buy new tires. And that's what they were looking for. They were putting in the number of the order, and luckily I took my copy of the order as well. That was a good thing. And then when I figured out what it was, they were trying to figure out, because the number wasn't coming up, because the number should have been associated with the tires I bought. And I said, no. I didn't buy tires. I bought rims. The rims are in the trunk of the car. I want you to take my tires, existing tires off the old rims and put the tires on the new rims and put them on my car. Hello. Have we got it now? Light bulbs went off. And said, oh, okay, sorry about that, sir. Yep, okay, we'll get right on that. Okay, they did. I called them. They were ready. Went over again to Costco, and we don't live that far from the Costco. It's like a 10-minute drive kind of a thing, or less. And went in, and yep, all done, whatnot. Of course, the car's out in the parking lot in their area that they park cars for tire service, and I noticed my windows are down in the front, down about a third of the way on both sides. I'm thinking, thank God it's not raining. That's not good. With the number of car thefts we had, I mean, nobody's going to want my car. It's a 2008 Honda Civic. Vintage. I call it vintage. Actually, it's a good car. It runs well. It looks good, except for that little side mirror problem I had. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to some of my videos. Just to say, Walter had a little accident with my car, pulling it out of the garage one day. Kind of cut by one side mirror and kind of broke the glass in it. But anyways, besides that, the car's a great car. It's been a great car. Now, I have to be honest, I don't drive it a lot because Walter drives Miss Daisy everywhere she wants to go. So, that kind of thing. But anyways, I digress again. A lot of that today. So I went in to finalize everything. And I said, oh, by the way, I kind of left the windows down. Glad it's not raining. And they go, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, really. Anyways, small things. My car's there. I get out. They had given me, back when I had the tires done before, on my Honda wheels, there was a little center thing that kind of covers the nuts that hold the wheel on. I mean, there's probably technical terms for this, but I have no idea what they are, so this will have to suffice. And they never put them back on because they just snap on, I guess. Because they like you to bring the car back in after about 40 kilometers or something like that, or 4,000 kilometers. Maybe it's 4,000 kilometers. So they can tighten your nuts. Yeah, I know how that sounded. So I figure, okay, fine. I'm going to put those back on. They're not on. I can't figure out how to put them on. And then I'm looking at the wheels and going, well, that's because I don't have any hubcaps. They've got my hubcaps. They forgot to put the hubcaps on. Oh, I was getting a little livid about this. So in we get into our cars and off we go to Costco again and stand there and wait because they're busy as hell at the tire thing. In fact, they're so busy, this guy's standing there in a line. And he says to me, do you have an appointment? And I said, well, I did. I said, I'm just picking up my car. Didn't get into the details. He said, he thinks there's something wrong with their computer system. And then he got called up to the counter, and then I overheard. I guess he was trying online to book an appointment for an oil change, and it wouldn't let him book for any dates in October or November. And he tried several other Costco's in the area, and the same thing. And so he figured there was a computer problem. No, it turns out they were totally booked until mid-November. And the guy was in shock about that. And he says, well, I guess people were going in early, getting their snow tires put on. And so they were booked. Totally booked. I lucked out. Because when I went online to book, the earliest date I could get was that last Monday, which was only a few days after when I was looking at the booking. But I did notice that things looked a little grayed out on there, but I didn't think much of it. But yeah, I think I got the only appointment that was still available. So I lucked out on this. So anyways, back to the hubcaps. Guy says, when he finally got up there, says, yeah, I was here. He says, oh yeah, he remembered. Yeah. I said, no hubcaps. Oh, did you have hubcaps? Now, you know when some things you just take for granted, it's common, you see it every day. I'm thinking, did I come in with hubcaps? Or, and this was going through my head, did they not put my hubcaps back on the first time I was there for the tire stuff? And I never noticed it until now. And I thought, oh God, this is going to be hard to prove or argue with them. But Walter, great resource, Walter goes on to his cell phone and he found a picture of my car that showed the hubcaps. So they were there. And they're missing. So this guy comes out of the shop part and he is completely mystified. And so he takes us back to, shows us the rims they took off. And there's my hubcaps still on the rims. No. Now this is where we got a little red-faced and embarrassed. Because my Honda rims, they were the original ones to the car. The hubcaps are part of the rim. They are built into them. I did not know that. Well, you know, I don't sit around and study my hubcaps kind of a thing. But yeah, and I says, so stupid me. Like now I'm going, aha, you know, having a really blonde moment here. I go, well, do those come off and can go on the new rims? He says, no, those are all one piece. He said, that is why I asked you if you wanted your old rims back. And you said no. Well, what was I going to do with old rims? Right? But why he was asking me this, and he didn't explain it to me, he just assumed I understood. Never make an assumption, right? That I understood that those hubcaps aren't really hubcaps. They are part of the rim. That's why he thought maybe I'd want them back. Because they did look very nice. They were nice. And I said, okay. Apologized to him. Says, so sorry. Didn't realize that at all. My bad. And off we went. So I'm looking at my wheels. They look kind of ugly without, you know, makes the car look a little junky. And Walter, I said, can we like buy new hubcaps? Okay, duh. And there'll be lots of you out there going, oh, you're such an idiot. Yeah, I admit it. I know nothing about cars. If it gets me from point A to point B, that's all I need. So we went on to Crappy Tire's website. Crappy Tire's Canadian Tire here. And Walter is intimate with Crappy Tire. If he goes at least to Crappy Tire 5 times a week. You know, if he doesn't show up one day, they call and go, "Where are you?" kind of a thing. So he went on, and, yep, sure. And they had some on sale too that I kind of liked. Now they are plastic, okay? But they look nice. And the price was right. I mean, you got a set of 4, which is great because I have 4 wheels. Yeah, who knew? And for $60. So off we went to Crappy Tire because it said they had them in stock. There they were on the shelf. Picked them up, got them, brought them home, and then Walter read the instructions on how some assembly required. Long story short, we finally, and when I say we, I mean Walter, he finally figured it all out. I found a YouTube video that helped with it, and they are now on my car, and they look very nice. I'm wondering when it will be when I'll hit some kind of speed bump with them, and one of them will go flying down the street, and a bus will come along and run over it and shatter it to 1,000 pieces. But let's not worry about that until it happens, shall we? So it looks very nice. I feel much more secure now that I've had an oil change that I hadn't had since 2019. Don't judge me. And new rims and nice new shiny plastic hubcaps and everything. The car's looking good, except for that side mirror. We'll see about getting that fixed at some point in time. Anyways, yeah, that was a long story. All right, let's move on to what else happened this week. Of course, we had the Idiot Quilter Retreat. We did a post-mortem on it yesterday on live. If you're interested, you can catch the replay of that. Thank you to all who attended. Thank you for letting me know, those of you that couldn't attend, like you had something come up, but you let me know. I only have one person on my blacklist. That's pretty damn good, considering I had 93 people in total at the retreat. Yes, I was sold out. It's free. But, people have told me they had a good time. They got a lot of things done. The conversation there was no drama. It was all pleasant, supportive, inspiring. My presenters were absolutely excellent. Yeah, it was a great day. And thank you to those of you that were there for it, because really that's what made it a great day for me, was your cooperation. And now I'm in the stages starting to plan for the spring one. Yeah, it takes a while to plan these things. Yesterday, people gave me suggestions for presentations, and so I put it out there. If you have ideas for topics for presentation, or better yet, topics for presentation with somebody that you think might want I'd be able to approach to present, definitely put that in the comments below or send me an email and I will check it out, think about it, whatever. Please don't make suggestions to have big names come on, Jenny Doan, whoever, all the big names, because they're not going to do it because they don't get paid for it and they're busy people running their own businesses. Okay? I'm not looking for the big experts out there. I'm looking for people that have maybe a little bit of expertise, but people don't know maybe so much about them because they work cheap. And yeah, I'm all about cheap. This retreat does cost me a little bit of money, but I do it because I enjoy doing it. And I'm not going to be charging any money in the future for it. I'm not set up like a business to do that kind of thing. And I just do it because I get a kick out of doing it. I like to organize things. I like to plan things. And my reward from this, my payment for doing all this, are the really kind comments that people have sent to me and to Walter as well, because Walter's involved with this as well. Not as much, but he's there too. And so, yeah, it warms the cockles of my heart for that kind of thing. So thank you. Thank you all. Okay, so as I've already mentioned, coming up this Saturday, right on the heels of the retreat, I'm having a pop-up sew day. Why am I having one so soon? Well, why not? Pop-up sew days are always fun. I always get more done. I didn't get anything done during the retreat because I was too busy, and I told everybody about that on or on Stephen and Walter Live, so you can check that out if you're interested in the rebroadcast. But essentially on Pop-Up Sew Days, I get a lot more done because there's a lot less I have to do. And yeah, and originally Walter was scheduled to sew with his sewing class at the club on Saturday. And that's still there, but he's been saying he doesn't know whether he's going to go or not because he's working on some projects that he doesn't want another individual in the sewing group to see, because these things are for her. Because her birthday's coming up, and she's having a big party because it's a milestone birthday, and we've been invited to this. So yeah, we're doing some special things, and Walter is doing his part for that, and he doesn't want her to see that. So he's thinking he will probably use the Saturday to work on these things, but here at home. So he would be part of the Pop-Up Sew Day, which would be very nice. But when he goes off to one of those sew days, I don't go to those anymore because, quite frankly, I don't like lugging all my stuff to it, and I don't seem to accomplish a heck of a lot at that. And I'm in amongst a whole bunch of people that sew garments. Well, a whole bunch of people, 3. It's not a big thing. And I'd rather be with my friends on here, because you're my friends. Yes. Aw, I can hear it now in the background. Anyways, yes. So this Saturday, October the 28th, starting at 8 a.m. Come and go as you please, though. I may be online ready to receive you even earlier than that. Probably will be. And bring whatever you want to work on. We'll have a nice day on Saturday with all of that. Okay. And I sent out email announcements, as I've already said, to those of you on my mailing list. But the link for it is in the show notes below. And for anybody who's never been to a Pop-Up Sew Day, it's kind of like a retreat, except less formal. And everybody is welcome. And if you don't want to sew, or if you don't want to quilt or whatever, you can do whatever you want to do. You know, just being with other people and, you know, enjoying reorganizing your underwear drawer or getting all those spices in your cabinet in alphabetical order, whatever people do, or possibly actually putting in fresh kitty litter. You know, it's probably time, isn't it? And I know a lot of you have cats. So if you haven't been changing that litter on a regular basis, PU. I'm sure your cat has put up a bit of a protest on that. And I digress again. Today it's just full of digressions, isn't it? So, yeah. That's it. All are welcome to the Pop-Up Sew Day no matter what. And it isn't recorded, by the way, just in case you're a newbie to it. It's not recorded. It's a private thing. Okay, that's it. I got to get off here because I'll just talk your ear off. I already have. Okay. Thanks for joining me today. Idiot Quilter will be up tomorrow. So Chatty, I have no idea what we're talking about, but I never do. On Friday, Pop-Up Sew Day Saturday, Stephen and Walter Live Sunday. How do I ever get anything done? I don't know. Anyways, I hope you get something done this week, and I hope everything is going well for you. Have a great week. Maybe we'll see you on Saturday. Bye for now.